Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla. If you're new here, you should definitely subscribe. I have been keeping a secret from you. I am opening a boba shop. Yay! Zach and I are opening a boba, coffee, and smoothie shop together, and it is called Kay's. We are so excited. Obviously, the name is our names combined, so K-A-Y apostrophe capital Z for Zach and then Kayla combined, and it's Kay's. If you're new here, I'm 21, Zach is 22. We've been traveling the US for the past year and a half in our RV with our 3 cats. We recently got back home literally just to get our RV inspected, and we were thinking about maybe buying a house, and here we are, we're starting a boba shop. So this video is just going to be a giant Q&A of all the things that we've been asked and that we've been doing for the past 2 months since we've been home. I am so excited to actually talk about this and do a whole video about it because I've been posting shorts and stuff, but if you haven't seen that, you wouldn't know. We're gonna get into all the details. First question I feel like everyone's gonna ask is, when did we start working on this? When did we have the idea for this? Just basically a timeline of how this came to be. So before we were traveling in 2021, I was already trying to open the shop. So in my college classes, I was basing all of my business projects on this. I had a financial plan, I had a business plan, I had a marketing plan. I had everything. I knew my suppliers, I knew what permits I needed. I literally had everything ready to go basically, and I toured a whole bunch of places, fell in love with one place that had a drive-through, and I went to meet with the landlord, and he basically told me that he wasn't gonna let me rent it because I'm too young. And at that point, I think I was 18, and I was just like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, you should just go look at a food truck instead. And I'm like, I don't want a food truck. Ended up looking at a food truck anyway. Freaking expensive. Crazy. Needless to say, I gave up on that for a little bit, and we ended up traveling the country for a year and a half, which was amazing. And we knew we had to come back home in June to get our RV inspected, because in New York you have to get it inspected every single year, and it has to be done in New York. So we were planning on coming home at the end of May. We ended up coming home at the beginning of April, just because in Washington, Oregon, Montana, it was not good RV weather at all. So we just skipped our whole road trip and just zoomed right through the whole US. If you saw that vlog, we went from Montana to New York in 7 days. It was crazy. But while we were out in Washington, we were looking at a house in our hometown that was for sale. Wanted a fixer-upper, and this was gonna be it. So we were looking at it, got inspectors over there while we were not in the state, and the inspections did not go well at all. So we pivoted, and during the time we were waiting for the feedback on the property, we were like, if this one doesn't work out. Actually, we were in Spokane, Washington, and in that vlog we were shopping. Literally the whole time we were shopping, we were talking about how if this property didn't work out, we were gonna start a boba shop, and it didn't work out. So obviously we're starting a boba shop, as I said. So this is not a new idea at all. It's not something just we're winging it. No. Zach and I planned every single thing. So this was not just something where we're like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, let's do it. It was very planned. We're not just going into this blind, we know what we're doing. I went to college and got my bachelor's in business admin and marketing. Zach owns a marketing agency. Both of our families are very entrepreneurial, so it's not like we're brand new to starting a business. Zach has owned his own business for 3 or 4 years now. From the time we decided, we got to town, we were looking at a bunch of places, and we liked one place. It wasn't our most favorite location, but we really liked the space. We were so close to signing that lease, and I am so glad we didn't. The floor in that building ended up being classified as a ramp because it was so slanted. We were gonna have to pay for all of that ourselves. So we were getting really bummed because there's not a lot of places in our town to rent. We have a pretty small town. And then we heard that the person across the street from my dad's store was gonna not renew their lease, and they were clearing out really soon. So literally the next week after we heard that, that business was gone and we were moved in. It was the most perfect location ever. And speaking of the location, it's in our hometown, Plattsburgh, New York. We are way upstate, and the location of the business is in our downtown area, right across the street from my dad's store. I grew up on that street, and what's really cool is that my mom had a coffee shop in this exact location, and we're getting the coffee wall that she had in that shop. It's so full circle and the most perfect location we could have ever dreamed of, and the space is way cheaper than the other one we were looking at and has like triple the space. Literally, this could not have been a more perfect place. The landlord is so nice. We already know everyone on that street because, as I said, I've grown up on that street, so I know everyone there, and they're all so supportive, and it's been so good. I feel like another question a lot of people are gonna have is, are we still gonna be traveling? Since obviously we're putting some roots down in our hometown. We are not done traveling at all. We're still living in our RV just for about the next 9 months to a year-ish. We're gonna be in our hometown getting this business good and operating on its own. We're doing everything very seamless and very systematically, so it's basically gonna run like a Starbucks. Once we have the employees, they can do everything. Our goal is to have a couple locations in the places across the country that we've loved when we traveled. We already have a couple locations we want. Obviously, that's very ambitious. We're gonna start with just this one, make sure it's all going good, and then we'll expand and keep traveling. For now, we're taking a tiny break, focusing on the business, which is very much needed. Traveling full-time in an RV is so draining, especially when you're only boondocking. We don't go to campsites unless we have to. So we're constantly thinking about where we're gonna get water, where we're gonna dump, where we're gonna sleep. Just a whole bunch of stuff that you usually don't have to think about. We were having to think about it all every day, and that gets very, very draining. Also financially draining. We're not rich. We're 21 and 22. We're not loaded, so we're taking this little break to recoup, get everything back in order, do this boba shop that we've wanted to do for years. We're taking just a tiny break from traveling, but we are not done at all. I can't imagine not traveling again because it's been like 2 months and we've been taking little trips and I already miss it. And following that, I think a lot of people are gonna ask if I'm quitting YouTube, and no, I'm not. I'm still posting pretty consistently. Sometimes I'm a couple days off, but I try to do once a week at least. And then I'm also posting quite a few shorts on here, so I am not done YouTube. I have exciting sponsors coming up that I can't wait to share with you. My channel is finally not taking off. It's not like I'm famous or anything, but it's making an impact. I am so excited that you guys come along on this journey with me. Obviously, the content's gonna pivot just a little bit, so it's not gonna be constant travel vlogs anymore. There's probably gonna be a lot of like day in my life as a business owner, something like that. But I am also still gonna have a lot of lifestyle videos, some sit down videos. I'm hoping I can get back into my book videos because I love those and you guys love those too. Anyway, I have a lot of ideas for future YouTube videos, some exciting sponsors, so no, I am not stopping YouTube anytime soon. Next up, how has the feedback been so far? It has been amazing. I don't think we've gotten one rude comment or one negative thing in general about us. Even our favorite coffee shop in town, they are so excited for us, and the owner, the employees, all of them are asking for updates. They want to give us advice. They are so nice, and I'm so excited because obviously we just want to add to our town's options. We are very limited. There's not a place to get boba. If there is a place, it's very like low quality or a very limited menu, just because no one has like a full-on boba shop, and we're doing smoothie bowls, which also no one does. We go to one coffee shop several times a week, and after we announced it, we went like a week and a half without going, and when we went, I was so nervous they were gonna be like, no, get out, like, you're not welcome in this place anymore. And they were so nice, like I could have started crying because I was so stressed about them not liking us anymore. That didn't happen, thank God. Our town has a Facebook group, and we were shared on that, and we got so many people commenting, following us, liking the post. I was so nervous there would be like 5 likes on our post. That definitely did not happen. We got many likes, and our TikTok has been doing so well. And then just people passing the street when we're renovating, they stop in and they get so excited and they're asking us when we open. Overall, it's just been amazing, and I could not have asked for a better launch, like hard launch of it. Speaking of opening, when are we opening? The goal is July 19th and 20th, and so far we're on track. We only have about 2 weeks until that happens. That's crazy. After this week, everything's gonna be done, and it's just a matter of testing and training employees. It's happening so freaking soon. I will also have a renovation vlog going up at some point of just our whole month of renovations in that space, because it is completely different. Like, there is not one single thing that is the same in there. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that, because it's gonna be such a fun vlog. I haven't even started editing yet, but I know it's gonna be so good. We only have 2 weeks till opening, so it's crunch time. I got lots to do. Another thing I feel like people are gonna ask is how we're funding this, since we're 21 and 22, and I just said that Rvlife is very financially draining. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna be confused about how we're doing this. Honestly, a large chunk is from crypto earnings. Zach got really into crypto in 2020. It popped off. It popped off a lot, and that's also how he bought my engagement ring. Now we can say, like, crypto bought an engagement ring and a business. Also, just our savings. We're also getting a lot of things for free. My family and his family have been pitching in so much. That's how we're funding it. And the next question is, what will you serve? So we're gonna have boba, coffee, smoothies. We're having a local bakery source pastries. We might do some bagels. Just a bunch of normal, like, coffee shop stuff. What are the socials? So if you want to follow us, I'll have all the socials on the screen. We have a Facebook, an Instagram, and a TikTok. Go follow all three. You might as well. If you're gonna follow one, follow all three. We appreciate all the support so much. If you can't help out by coming and supporting us by buying a drink or something, just share our post, like our post. It all helps out. We appreciate it so much. I think that is gonna be it for this Q&A. I hope you loved it. I hope you're excited. Stay tuned for all of the boba shop content. It's coming, I promise. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on bell notifications to get notified every time I post a new video, and I will see you next time. Peace!